Yo, what's up, guys? Back again with another short build, or at least an exploration, and with a potential build for the outcome. So let me zoom in here, and we'll start crack-a-lacking on here and see what we can turn out. All right. So I did an unboxing of this little police light speed truck. it's kind of small, but not like super duper small. Yeah, it has police lights in here, its own little light controller, got all the bells and whistles. I went over it in my unboxing video, so I'm just gonna take out the couple of different things here and just start snipping wires and cutting things away. And no, I'm not gonna ruin this thing, not yet at least. I think I'm gonna crash it before I'll end up doing any real damage to it. So I'm probably going to not run it past 4 cells because I don't think I have room. But honestly, I now that I slept on it, I think somebody went to a lot of trouble to put this together and have it be a competitive product. Boy, that's just so much play. All right, well, where to begin? How about we do a little bit of wire pulling? How about that? What it is they just tuck the cord or routed the cord underneath. All right, there's a zip tie I can cut. All right, we can just unplug all of these out of the receiver. I might actually save this receiver only because I've never had one that actually seemed reasonable. Yeah, it's tiny, but yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, I might be able to use this for like a crawler or something. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to put that in there, but yeah, that's super cool. This can be used for another car that I build. I like repurposing parts. Like if I pull one out like I'm doing now, then I can put it into another car. Alright, so I am going to keep this. Oh, it must come out of the other side. Right. Okay, so I'm going to keep the gyro. I probably could have left it in there, but I'm going to put it, end up remounting it. Yeah, don't mind me. I'm doing a little bit of shmoo removal. It's only shmoo when it's in the way. Okay. This I should be able to just rotate this out of the way. Oh yeah, cool. These are them coarse threaded screws, or rather fasteners. They're more like screws, which is not quite what I want to have. Boy, that's some stiff motor wire, but that kind of makes sense. All these. I put them in my pile. What else? Yeah, I bet you that is not gonna, that 21 grammer is not gonna be able to go in there. It just looks too big. Yep. Okay. Another coarse thread. What else is holding that on? Not too. Yeah, about the only thing that I'm gonna pick on this car about is the fact they used coarse thread. Like, I get it for, you know, sinking it into plastic, but what do we got going on here? Okay, well, this gives me a little bit more to look at. Yeah, happy rainy day here in Washington. Started raining about, I don't know, an hour ago. Just after the sun come up. Okay, well, there's that. Cute little servo in there. There was some sort of oil. That's interesting. Alright, well, let's check this out. My guess is I'm not going to be able to swap this out with this 21 grammer. Well, no, let's try. Is it the same size? Well, no kidding. I can. Cool. This one, I don't even know how strong it is. Like, it don't say on the box. Yeah, server saver is really in there. I am gonna have to use a different screw because the other one has a is metal. So that's super cool. But I can't exactly put that back in there yet because I will have to turn on all the electrics. Actually, let's do that right now. I've got everything to do that. And then at least it'll zero out the servo. What do I got here? Okay. Oh, right. You gotta plug that into the... And then this in there. Okay, so... One to turn. Two to burn. And then, lights after that, I think, and voila. Oh yeah, fan too, but I'm not there yet. Okay, and that is because we are trying to turn this thing on. Okay, and we're going to turn this back off because I forgot to hold the bind button. Oh yeah, it's already going nuts. Ooh, it's gonna be spicy. That's fun. All right. We can turn this off.
Signal lost. Shutting down.
Go back to putting that into here, or rather taking the other stuff out. All right. You know, this motor was actually not destined for this car, but it ended up for this car because it is not the right size for the other truck that I wanted it to go into. So I'm on the hunt for another 3800 kV motor for one of my other trucks. I'm really gonna have to maybe not so bad. Take this top brace here, and that should get me just about there, about getting the motor out. What size is that? Is that like a 3? If it's a 3, I'm oh yeah, it is a 3 mil on this tiny car. That's too funny. That's a huge fastener for this. Everything else has been the 0.3 or 1.3, whatever it is. And then I jumped to this. That does certainly amuses me. Oh, don't want to lose that. Even though this is just where the shmoo cover attaches to. I'm likely not going to use that thing. It's 3 extra pins, which is 3 extra steps for me to make my car go fast. Alright, so I gotta take a shock tower off. Kind of looks that way. Yeah, there are worse things. Actually, right here. Yep, wet Washington on the western side of the mountains. Yep, I've lived on this side of the mountains most of my life. There we are. Easy access. Do I gotta pull anything else out to get this apart? Can't be those. Is there one that goes the other direction? Oh, really? It's all one thing. Okay. I should have looked at the parting lines a little bit more. Yeah, it's all one thing. Do I have to pull that out? Do I? Yes. Yeah, that kind of makes sense, but it makes for a more complex part. And maybe that's the idea, is they were trying to have less molds when they're making this. Keep the number of molds to a minimum. They probably were thinking, oh, no one's going to open it up. Or if they are, they're going to probably know what they're doing. Which I don't. I never know what I'm doing. Oh, right, yeah. Just as I suspected, it is a 48P. And it pretty much has one pinion that's on there. Really greased up. Really greased up. Centered steel. Yeah. I'm thinking, I can possibly make this mod 1. But it all depends on what kind of gear I can smash in there. Yeah, I might be able to get a 28 or maybe a 30 in there, but that's kind of asking a lot for the space. Yeah. Well, 5 mil, right? Okay. All right, let's move the fan over if I can, and also take the motor mount off. Yeah, this is a Angry Snail 3700 kV motor. I mean, like, literally, me changing this is only going to give me 100 kV more. So let's not do that, and we'll just take the ESC out. All right, so we'll save the ESC for another day, for another truck, and we will continue to use this one. And I will put these ends on this motor, and then, yeah, that's about it. So I could button all this up in some sense, but I'm going to do the soldering like right meow. So turn that on. It's too bad I don't have any like elevator music that I can play. That would be funny, you know, while we're waiting on my soldering station to heat up. More parts that I gotta put away. Alright. Well, I'm gonna have to strip this anyway, so. Boy, that was mean. Yep, most poor construction workers are out in the rain today, working that jackhammer. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but I can. Yeah, that should be plenty hot by now. I still got 3 more cords to deal with over here. There we go. And I need some heat shrink. I've never had any of these Angry Snail motors before, but I've heard of Angry Snail. So obviously they've been trying to do some good stuff out there in the RC community. Ooh, almost cut that. Not the heat shrink. I probably could have just burned it off, but yeah, that what fun is that? I'm not looking to have a fire on my channel. Not unless it's in a car, you know, while I'm running it. That would be okay. But, you know, I'm not trying to have a fire on my desk or my bench. On my plastic table. Scott from Kentucky Ballistics would be proud that I have a plastic table. Yeah. Okay, let's see how we do here. Yeah, usually I try not to do soldering. While I'm on camera. So one, I shake like a mofo, because typically it's in the morning when I've had my coffee and I'm all, you know, vibrating. I still drink my army coffee. All right, too easy. One and done, and then I'll save those for another day and for another project. Woo! That one gave me a little bit of extra solder, and I was far away. That was in my right hand too. All right. Save that for another day. And now I need some helping hands. And that wire's still fairly hot. Don't do it yet, Dan. Heat shrink on first. I am notorious for forgetting about that. It's one of my... That is too small, actually. Where's the other stuff? There it is. Did that fit over them? Just barely. I better go up one size. That size. Yeah, short wires, but that's all right. I don't really have to go that far. I'm definitely not doing as well as I could be for today. You know, it's a real thing to do soldering, you know. You don't have to be good at it. You just give yourself a little bit of a chance, if anything, if you don't think you're good at it. You know, look at me. I'm shaking all over the place and it's turning out okay. I don't have special tools or anything. It's all stuff you can get off of Amazon. Tools are no secret these days. Okay. Not my best work, not my worst work. Oh, and that's really bad work. Oh, wow, what a mistake. Here, I'm just gonna set that down and let it burn the tire. Yeah, it burned the tire with the soldering iron. Stinks. Oh, yup. Still really fucking hot. Excuse my language. Yeah. I really try to censor myself. But hey, I make mistakes. I do. Oh, wait a sec here. Well, I was going to plug it in, and I don't know if I want to now or not, because it seems a little frail at the moment. Yep, thinking too much, thinking too much. Like, wow, it's not labeled. But I suppose all I'm trying to do is just solder the thing, so. Or not solder it, just cover it. Just do it, Dan, just do it. Yeah, no one cares about that. Just get it done. not trying to hold back any information to anybody. I'm gonna let you know what I know. If I'm not explaining something well enough, you just ask and I will give a better explanation of it. Because if you don't ask, you don't know. So yeah, don't be afraid to ask me. Okay. Something just tells me it's like this. I will find out when I turn it back on. So I will have to test everything again. Turn off that firebox too. So cool. So I don't have to do it. Everything's good. So I can put it back together.
Power off receiver first. Shutting down.
All right. And we can go back to the install. So yeah, kind of a wonky thing to find out that it already has a screaming little motor in it. And yeah, the ESC is going to change everything about this. Like I've got a problem with them wires, them short wires though. Let's see what I can do. I'll have to go find a 4S battery for this thing. Honestly, I don't really trust these Mamba X ESCs much past like 4 cells, because like 6, I've burnt up 2 of them. And it didn't make any sense why it burned up. But it is what it is. Alright, Okay. Okay. Looks like I need one of those, but longer. Or not longer. That's awfully skinny. All right. Let's see what I got in this one. It's skinny, so I gotta find one that'll. No, I need to find one that's gonna match this, which is probably still that skinny type. Gotta have one. There we go. That'll work. It may not be quite as long as the other one, but I should still be able to get some threads on there. Do I not have one in the other pen? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Yeah, that's no good. No good. Oh, I don't have any extras. And yeah, I cannot get that down far enough, so where did it go? Yep, that length is actually really important. Not just the thread. All right. Maybe I'll have something in here. I don't like using this thing, but yeah, it's here and it exists. That's the right thread size, but a little longer, but probably not good enough. That's way too long. You'll find a Goldilocks one in here. That is too small of a thread. You know, this is the things I do to make a build work, or rather do an upgrade and have that work. It's that same thing. Nice and long, but not the right size and length. Well, right, I could probably cut that off to suit, but be a little much. I'm about to give up on this box, and yeah, that's probably what's gonna get me is that one little screw. And I'll have to go back to the other servo. Unless there's something in here I can use. That might be okay. Yep, that might be the only other option I have. Is that looks like it's the same. Okay. One more go again. This might actually work. Yes, it is going to work. But I have to be careful how I go about it. Okay, well, that's in. Yeah, I gotta clean up a little bit before I go any further. Too much for me to look at the moment. Gotta reverse the operation. Alright, now we're really starting to get somewhere. So yeah, really, I didn't do anything to this thing. I changed out the servo and changed out the ESC. Did not change out the motor because the motors was not needed as far as what I have for a replacement. I mean, 100 kV is not going to push this thing that much more. That ESC will. But that's about it. That I'm going to put on top of that, and this will go on top. With the other thing, like it was before, still need to put in the center brace, which I guess that's where I'm at right now. Yeah, so weird. It has a 3. Yeah, it's actually comical, comically large, but it makes sense for the part. Suppose I can leave the Shmoo holder off, but I don't want to have any more extra parts laying around. Like in my case, they're not. I don't need them. I'm not going to use that thing. You know, it's not going to serve any purpose unless it sits on the shelf for me. And I plan on driving this one, so there's that. Yeah, all in all, I think that this is really a good item, and like, what else could you really do to this thing to make it proverbially better? Different tires. Well, it came with 3 sets. What kind do you want? You know? You know, what kind of expectation are you trying to have with something like this, you know? It's only going to go so fast. Me working on them, that's my jam, you know. I like running them too, but it's a different thing for me to run it than it is to build it. Like, this is an upgrade, so it's not that big of a deal. Like, when I build them from a box of parts or a kit, then it means something to me, because I put more care and time and effort into it. Like, don't get me wrong, I do that here too, but I need a different something or other to scrape with. Don't I have a non-metallic scraper in here? I should. Where did I put that thing? That's all right. I will be the non-metallic scraper today. Yeah, usually I have a scrap piece of carbon fiber sitting around from one of my old projects, or I actually have a piece of plastic that I use just for that, so it doesn't damage anything. Yep, I'm not gonna have this be perfect, but it'll be close enough. Like, that's close enough. All right. That is overlaid too much, but half of it would be just fine. Yep. I should probably put it on here instead. All I'm trying to do here is get my my pick underneath the edge of the tape, and then so I can peel it up and off. One more screw on this side. Not that one. Yeah, that's a problem. Maybe I can use this one. Maybe not. That's too big. Okay. That was exciting to find that that was not going to fit, and then, well, I do have the screws just sitting here to help me out. Alright, I think I can mount all three things up here on the top. Yeah, maybe I put the power switch somewhere else. I'm overthinking it again. All right, let's move on instead of try to figure things out. Right, and this. So it's not. It's obviously too big, and this has way too much crap on the back of it for my liking. Yeah, you can use a metal scraper. I just don't like to. Okay. A little bit of wire tidying, and that is about it. I will turn it on and we'll see how much different it is with the new stuff in it. there. And lights can go on. And now, yeah, let me do the little wire management thing here. Yeah, I'm fighting with this so bad, and I'm just trying to have it be tidy. Yeah, I'm kind of finicky with the wiring. Like, I like it to look clean because it's a good sign that your truck is working, as everything looks correct and is not messed up, you know. All right. Random zip tie, you have been acquired. All right. Better. Not, just not as much floating around in. Wire management, kind of one of those things that I'm yeah. I do it for good reason. Alright, I will accept that, I guess. What am I gonna do for a straw? Do I have any extras? Let's look. That's scraps. Alright, a short one. I suppose I can do that too. That might be enough. Okay, a couple of small details that are not on here. It's just this straw, but in the other receiver's defense, it only had just a short antenna. So this ought to improve its range greatly, but like I'm really going to need a whole bunch of range. Alright, so I got one clear piece that was left over, and I got a black piece that I can put on top of that. And then I'm just going to use a little bit of heat shrink and marry them together because it's marine grade, so there's glue in it. And I'll just use the glue to my advantage. Alright, thought I was done with that, but I guess not. Clean up a little bit while I wait for machine to heat up a little bit. I don't have to wait near as long with the hot air. Yep, not the prettiest thing, but it'll do. And yeah, put an extra layer on there. Now it'll be really resistant to breakage. It'll bend at that spot for sure, but I don't think it'll break. Alright, good enough. Yep, and that speed controller is right in the or rather it's not a speed controller. The lights controller is right in the middle, and that's right where I want to put put that right there. Nope, I'm going to put it in the back. Right in the middle. Not bad. Kind of at an angle. I didn't kill any wires on the inside. Too bad. I didn't really ruin them, but they're not looking happy, that's for sure. Yeah, I ended up like scraping one of the very small wires. Okay. Now, being that you have to connect the lights in a funky way, right? Actually, it isn't really a funky way. It's just good position. And yeah. Yep, just a little extra there. Sweet. Okay. All right. Cool. About the only thing I didn't do is the on switch and sticking it down. Too bad it is wet outside today. I would like to go drive this, but we haven't had any rain for, I don't know, like a week. So it's kind of due. There's the on.
Welcome to Nova Pro Plus.
A little bit too much interference with the little top plate thingy, so I just turned it to the side where the battery is, since there's extra room there. Should be fine now, yeah. Oh, that's why I'm having such a problem. I am a nerd, and I'm just backwards, all get out as I turn the truck around. Boy, how confused am I? No wonder it wasn't fitting. Yeah, I know, remote. I know. I haven't touched you since I turned you on, and now you're complaining about it. It takes time. Oh yeah, kind of forgot something like really huge. So I didn't put in all of those screws to the rear housing where the motor is connected. Big mistake. Big. Yeah, I just got off onto something else, which I'm notorious for doing that. Like, oh, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, that's exactly what I didn't do, is I didn't tie that housing back down. It's too easy. So we'll go off. And off.
Shutting down.
And just start putting screws in places. You know, how embarrassing. Not really. I make mistakes all the time. And I own up to every one of my mistakes. And I own up to all of my behaviors. So here's something I'll come clean with. Whoever's watching here on this build is, I said don't buy a Mini XRT. Build one. So here it is. You know, I built a Mini XRT, and as where before I said don't buy one. You know, build a 4x4 Rustler instead. And yeah, I just figured that's totally fair that I come clean like that. And because I went out there and I went and bought what I said to more or less skip. Turns out it's really a nice truck if you do all the upgrades to it, but the thing is it's really heavy if you use all of the aluminum bits. So yeah, if you want to have yourself a really strong, heavy truck, that's it. I've yet to test it on. It's now capable of 6 cells, I think, but I have no space to put a battery in it. Okay, one more again.
Welcome to Nova Pro Plus.
Yeah, I don't know if the steering servo is any better that I've replaced it with. It's definitely got more punch with the Mamba X in here. And, yeah, I got to figure out how to tie it down better because it's not sitting real good in there. There we go. Perfect. Okay. It's a little ripper. I'm gonna have to dial in something here because like it just looks off in front. I suppose I could set the steering trim. Yeah, maybe I just need to fix the servo horn because that's probably what it is that's off.
Center point.
All really? It's that bad? There's a lot of slop in it too. Yeah, this may be another adventure to fix that. I guess it's okay, but yeah, there's so much slop.
Center point. Center point. Center point.
Yeah, I'm off by like one tooth on the servo. I'll take it apart another day and get it a little bit cleaner before I run it. It won't be that big of a deal. This means like taking the whole thing apart again, but actually it doesn't. I should only have to take out 3 screws from the bottom, and then I'll have access to it. And then I'll take out the link, and then I should be able to fix it. So I'm gonna turn it off, and I'll do that real quick. See, I get frustrated too.
Shutting down.
Right, it's the 2 now. All right, that's all I needed, just a little bit of access. Right, it's actually a lot of access. It's just stiff motor wires. Oh yeah, there's that too. All right. So it was pointing to the left a little bit too much. That's most of it. This is the part that actually needs to be moved. Right. Try not to cross thread anything and set myself back even further. Yeah, this turned out to be way more than I initially thought it was going to be, but that's all right. I'm taking it through an adjustment at this point because I noticed that there was a flaw in my work. If I don't notice it here on the bench, then I notice it on my first drive, my shakedown run. And then if it makes it past the shakedown run, I bring it back in here and then I look it over again. And then I'll take it out again and then run it. If just real quick, real short, just to see if it's anything has changed on its little short journey, and then I'll take it out somewhere big and run it, but not very often. I haven't done that since last year. Yep. Weather was not permitting. Oh yeah, still got to put that one in there too. Like today, it's rainy. I'm not gonna go try to run any of my cars unless it's a basher. Because honestly, I just don't want to be out in the wet today. Don't get me wrong, I like Washington. It's one of the greenest places I've ever seen, and I've been to some places. Yeah, I've been to Hawaii, I've been to Canada, you know, I've been to Alaska. And they all have their own shade of green. And I suppose Washington has its own shade of green too, but I think it's just a little greener here than it is other places. I don't even know if that even helped. There's like no adjustable nothing on this. The shocks are adjustable, and that's about it. And I will have to adjust them because, well, maybe not. I don't know, that's the only adjustment you really have beyond, you know, changing out parts like tires and batteries. Yeah, I kind of like it, but I kind of like, there's something, well, maybe it's fine now. Okay. Mount the switch, I think. And that's only because I see this thing here and it's bothering me. It's just irritating me. Yep. Being that I changed out all that stuff, I think I do need to leave the Shmoo protector off because I don't think it's going to fit over all my other stuff. It might, but yeah, I'm just going to take it off. And yeah, go back to putting that switch on too because I said I was going to do that. Yep, I'm just flying as I go along, you know. Yeah, if you guys want to see a build, put it in the comments. You know, even if it's a simple build like this, or you want to see something more complex. You know, if you want to see something more complex, you just say the word and give me an idea, and I'll work with that idea and make something work. I got a couple of, well, I have a lot of things on my mind, and I have a lot of things that I can be building, but I'm not going to start anything new until I get some of my other stuff done. Because I've got one build I'm waiting on parts for, and then I can do another build. It's either that or I'll find something to do a build between now and receiving the other parts that I need to finish that build. Right. Good enough. I'll take it. Good enough for my work. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I need to put in an extension wire on this. Maybe not. Nope, not bad. Not bad at all, I think. That's kind of difficult. Yeah, I gotta figure out a different system to get this body on and off. Like, pins are fine, but they're not fine. It's more like they work. I just feel blind. I didn't push it down far enough. Yep, the little pins are... they work fine, but they'll find the hole for it to go in. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to finagle this thing around. It's like causing the body to be out of place. Maybe it's just the wires for the motor. Yeah, I'll fix it later. It's fine. Next time I open it up, I'll be able to move it. So that's it. That was the build. Cute, sweet. Not too terribly bad. Oh no, I guess it is pretty bad. An hour and 43 minutes, but that is what it is. I went through a lot of things. Well, thanks guys. We'll see you in the next one.